And so to the final of the lightweight eights, and this, I'm afraid, Dan, is the poorest turnout. Just 2 crews, one from Europe, one from Asia, and well, without being ridiculous here, I would be absolutely amazed if the Italians don't overcome the Japanese 8.
Well, the Italians have a fantastic record in lightweight eights. I mean, they won the gold medal all through the 80s. There are guys who were in that boat all through the 1980s, came away with 8 gold medals. They are a dominant crew in lightweight eights, but also a dominant lightweight nation, both in sculling and in rowing. The Japanese crew, local crew, home crowd, and decided that they must put an 8 out. They're good rowers, but generally what happens in Japan is that it's university based, and they've drawn these athletes from the 2 universities mainly, from Waseda and Keio, and they put those crews together, those two universities together, produce this crew, which will be students. They'll fight well for the first half and probably then fade as the experience of the Italians move them on over the last part of the race. But they're rowing well, they're matching them well, and they're putting up a good performance right now. Great disappointment though that there aren't more nations here. The British should be here, the Americans should be here, the Canadians should be here, the Australians particularly, they're only down the road, they should be here. So really they're all very top nations. The Dutch, very good lightweight rowing nation, the Germans, they should all be in this, what has always been a fantastic event. The lightweight eights has always been a wonderful, very hard fought event, and I feel very particular about it because I won a gold medal in it back in the 70s, so I feel very partial to this event.
Well, I won't say any more, Dan, as we come to the end of the first quarter, and you can see that actually the Japanese have done pretty well, but the Italians are on their way.
Yes, here's Japan now in the last part of the race, coming into the last 500 meters, and they're looking a bit tired. Brave, courageous, rowing well, keeping their form, but they've slipped well back on the Italian crew, who've just got much more experience in this.
So into the last 500 meters, and this is particularly hard for the Japanese because they'll feel the remoteness, the noise will be disappearing, everything will become much more quiet, and they'll know that the gap is widening.
Well, it's a bit exposing when there are only 2 boats in the race. You know, it's either you or them. there aren't 4 or 5 other crews there spread across the river to somehow conceal the result. But there's Italy looking very good, nicely sitting low in the boat, driving their legs, well drilled, as the Italians always are. Very good tradition in lightweight rowing.
So Italy, who were runners-up to France a year ago at Bagnoles, look set to regain the title, which they last won in 2002. But I do echo your thoughts, Dan, that let's have a full house of crews competing next year at the Worlds in Great Britain. There were only 5 last year, and it's in the hands of the countries themselves to put the crews in.
But remember, it's also a very good training ground for athletes who are coming out of under 23s, out of juniors, and looking for places in the Olympic lightweight 4 event. This is a very good preparation for them to make that step up. So it's an event that really should be well supported.
So as the Italians come to the last few strokes of their race, the crowd really trying to lift the Japanese lightweight 8. They're not that far behind, and let's hope that it inspires more Japanese rowers to get involved at the highest level.
It's difficult for Japan because usually they only row to university level. They then get a job, and in Japan there isn't a tradition of carrying on and rowing beyond that.
Denny Oswald, the president of the International Rowing Federation, doing the honours. Yuri Vilcek, Daniele Danisin, Michele Saveri, Martino Goretti, Luigi Scala, Nicola Morriconi, Giuseppe Del Gaudio, Fabrizio Gabrielli, and finally the coxswain Gianluca Baratolo.